All right, I've decided to make a video of the answer key for the grouping assignment because there's a lot of GCFs in this pattern, and I know that that's been a problem area for some of you. So I'd rather have you watch, if you miss some problems, and have you watch and see how you work them, and maybe that'll help you understand a little bit better. So I've already done number 21. The answer should be 3 plus b times a plus c. Okay, now number 2. So first of all, look at the middle sign. It's plus, so it's a simple grouping problem. So I just have to group. I don't change any signs. Look for the greatest common factor in the first set of parentheses. So each term has an r, so I need to pull out an r, and I get s plus 5. Remember, if you distribute this out, you should get back what you started. R times S is RS. R times 5 is 5R. Plus, I can pull out a T in the second parenthesis, and I get S plus 5. The two parenthesis parts match, so that means everything worked out. And then I'm going to put it together. So write one of the parentheses times the outside stuff, R plus T. That was my dog. That's lovely. Okay. I don't know. She's got a weird cough or something. So S plus 5 times R plus T. Okay, on number 23, looking at the middle sign, it's a plus, so this is normal, simple grouping. There's a GCF of x in the first parenthesis, so pulling out the x, I get x minus 2. Now, I'm not changing here. If you want to, that's fine. I'm basically dropping that because when we get into trial and error factoring, I think it's easiest not to worry about that. Plus, the GCF in the second group is y, x minus 2, and then the parentheses match. So we get x minus 2, one of those, and the outer stuff, x plus y. Okay, then number 24, I should just leave that uncapped, I guess. Parentheses, all right. I'm doing the grouping here. Group the first two, group the second two. Middle sign is a plus, so I don't have to change any signs. There's a u in common in the first group. Pulling out a u, I get u minus 2 left, plus there's a v in common in the second group. Pull it out, and I get u minus 2. And then, now don't fake it. Like, if you really don't get the same thing, go back and see where your error is. Don't just assume if this is u minus 2, this is going to be u minus 2, because you might have made a mistake someplace. All right, now, but my parentheses do match, so I write one of them, and then I write a parenthesis with the outer stuff, u plus v, and I get u minus 2 times u plus v. Now you can switch the order of the parentheses. So if you put the u plus v first and the u minus 2 second, that's fine. Okay, and in case you didn't hear me say that, there, it's written right there. You can switch the order. Okay, 25. Excuse me while I go yell at my son because he's being really loud. The GCF in the first group is h. So h minus k is left, plus there's a GCF of r, h minus k. Okay, parentheses match, so I'm going to write one of them. And then the outer stuff, h plus r. And there is my answer. Number 26. So far, they're all simple grouping. There's no minus in the middles. There's an x in common, but you have to look carefully for the GCF. You really do, just like always. Pulling out an x, I get x minus 2y plus, I can pull, now watch, I can pull out a 4 because 4 is in 4 and 4 is in 8. So 4 is part of it, but I have to look at the letters too. There's a z in both of them, so that's part of my GCF. So now I get x minus 2, let's see, 4z times what gives me 8yz? 2y, because I already have the z. My parentheses match, so that's kind of like a little check. So it's x minus 2y, x plus 4z is the answer, or the other way around. Number 27, simple grouping. I can pull out, now be careful, you might just think of the p, but they both have a p squared in them. And so you have to pull out the greatest common factor, not just a common factor. P squared, p minus 2 plus, I can pull out a 4. 4 is the greatest common factor. Like 2 would be a common factor, but it's not the biggest thing they have in common. P minus 2. Parentheses match, all is good. So I'm gonna write p minus 2 times the outer stuff, p squared plus 4. And highlight. Okay, next side, number 28. I wish they would have given more minus in the middles, but this section really didn't. Okay, I can pull out an a squared here. That's in common. So a squared times 3a plus 1. Remember, you have to be able to distribute it and get back what you started. Plus, I can pull out a 2 and get 3a plus 1. Parentheses match. So 3a plus 1 times a squared plus 2. All right, 29. Parenthesis, parenthesis. Okay, I can pull out a p, and that's it. And I get p minus 2q plus, still simple grouping. They each have an r, and that's it. P minus 2q, parentheses match. So the factors are p minus 2q times p plus r. Answer. Okay, finally, woo, minus in the middle. Here we go. We have a minus sign, so you can't sleep on the job here because that's gonna change things. The second I put this second parenthesis on, if this is a minus, I've got to change the last sign to the opposite of whatever it was. So I changed that to a minus. Did I change the minus in the middle to a plus? No, you never change the minus in the middle. That stays. It's this sign that changes. Okay, now pull out the GCF. I've got a u in common, so u minus 3v minus, there's a 6 and a 6 and an 18, so that's part of it. They both have a w also. So I get u minus 6 times what gives me 18, 3, and I'm missing the v. I don't even look at this when I do this side. Afterwards, I'll look and see if they match. But if I look at this, it might bias me or something, and I might put it when it really isn't what I think. Okay, and so now I get u minus 3v times u minus 6w. And there's that guy. Okay, 31. Also, minus in the middle. Boom, boom, boom. So here we go. Minus sign right there means you need to change this sign to the opposite of whatever it is. Change this sign here. Do not touch the minus in the middle. Okay, so I can pull out a k, and I get 3h minus 2 minus, now between the 12 and the 8, they both have a 4. 4 is the biggest thing, but there's no h in this one, so 4 is the only thing they have in common, the greatest thing. 3h minus 4 times 2 is 8. Now I look to see if they match, and they do. So 3h minus 2, k minus 4 is my answer. And once again, you can switch the order of your parentheses. That won't change anything. 33. They saved all the minus in the middles to the end, I guess. So here we go. Minus in the middle. There he is. Do not touch that, but change this to the opposite. Okay, so now my GCF is z squared. 4z minus 6 minus, which has not changed, I can pull out a 3, and that's it. 2z minus, ooh, I made an error. Ha, 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 ha. See, I didn't look at this, but I noticed my parentheses weren't matching. Oh, I'm gonna run out of room. Okay, I forgot to look at these numbers. So each, a 4 and a 6 has a 2 in common, so I need to pull out a 2z squared. Now I get 2z minus 3 minus, I can pull out a 3, 2z minus 3 times 3 is 9. There we go, all is good. So my answer, and this is getting crowded now, 2z minus 3 times 2z squared minus 3. Okay, that's a little tough to see. So 2z minus 3 times 2z squared minus 3. And very last one. Parenthesis, 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 parenthesis. Minus in the middle. Don't touch it. Change the last sign. Now, all these last signs have been pluses, and I've changed them all to minuses. If it's a minus, you would change it to a plus. I wish they would have had an example of that. All right, now I can pull out a u squared and get 3u minus 1 minus, I can pull out a 3 and get 3u minus 1. Distribute it if you're not sure. Make sure you get that back. Parentheses match. Answer 3u minus 1 times u squared minus 3. There you have it. Now, answer key. There you go. Here, let me leave that for a second so you can see it. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, answer key. All right.